Hi again guys, I'm back with another unboxing. Not quite what you think it is in this one. This is just the box I used to transport it in. This has come from HK Now Store. Obviously it's quite a big box, so quite a large order this one. I'm very excited about a few of the puddles in this one. Some interesting things in here. Well, obviously I always say that and always think that. Otherwise, if I didn't think they were interesting, I wouldn't be buying them, would I? Yeah. It's always nice to get a great big collection of puzzles like this though. So there's one in particular in here that I'm very excited about, and as it turns out I can see that one on top of the box, so we'll get that one out first. So you might be able to see by the box what this one is. It's got its own nicely designed box there. It's the new WitEden 2x2x2 Megaminx. This one's very interesting looking puzzle. Let me just zoom this in a little bit so you can get a better look now that the box is open. Okay. You know what? I know it's not a great big deal or anything, but it does annoy me. Why cut out these little things in the box here and then not send it without popping them out? What's the point of popping them out if you're not going to, cutting them out if you're not going to pop them out? Is silly. But anyway, it really doesn't matter. So this is designed by Gregoire Pfennig, sorry, not Pfennig. You understand, he gets a little upset when everybody calls him Pfennig when it should be Pfennig. And I bought the stickerless version, and the reason, wow, that's a lot of piece on there. The reason for that is I wanted it as quickly as possible, and the black version is going to be a while apparently. So yeah, so many pieces on there, that's just unbelievable. I really have no idea how difficult this is going to be to solve. So obviously what you've got is basically a Megaminx kind of puzzle. So these faces should turn like a Megaminx. It doesn't want to turn right now. Ooh, there we go. Not surprising that it's a little bit catchy, because there's a whole host of pieces moving with every turn, and oh, it's popping there. Yeah, I think this is going to be a little bit problematic to solve the way it is at the moment actually. Hopefully it'll break in or be lubed in a little bit, but there's just so many pieces and they're free to move about to some extent because of the cuts on every single corner and edge piece, which allow the 2x2x2 turns. Now that turns quite well considering the complexity. I've no idea really what all you can do on this puzzle. I don't know if there is a turn there possible now or not. Oh, it certainly appears so right now. So oh dear, this thing is going to be crazy. So that can turn like that. Oh good grief. This puzzle is going to be insane to solve. I can't even begin to imagine how I'm going to go about trying to solve this one. It's actually going to be quite, oh dear, quite challenging just scrambling this thing properly, and I will show you why that would be in a moment if I can ever turn this face back to where it started from, because I don't want to scramble it up just yet. Yeah, this is going to be I knew it wouldn't be the best turning puzzle in the world, but it's actually quite disappointing at the moment how difficult it is. Every turn is quite challenging to get the pieces aligned so you can actually make a turn. So yeah, you got your normal Megaminx turns as I was trying to show you there. So let's turn one more just to show you. So you got the white face. That was not too bad, but yeah, you got to kind of use a jam jar grip because you need to hold all the pieces in alignment as you turn. But yeah, I don't know, it does kind of feel like it might break in a bit as well. It's difficult to tell with this such high complexity, to be honest, whether it will or not. And then you've got these kind of what they call 2x2 turns. So supposedly like a 2x2 cube. So let's see, you've got one turn that goes around there, another one that goes across there, go. And presumably another one that goes kind of across the centre that way. Yeah, I can see that it does. So, like so. It's nice to see a new puzzle from WitEden actually, because it's been quite some time since they released any puzzles. I think the mix-up cubes were the last ones they released. Yeah, so the difficulty with the scrambling that I was talking about, as you can see, you've got kind of a... Let me turn it in different faces. I'm trying to look in the viewfinder how well it's showing up. You've got a cut that goes down the centre of each face. Now, if you look at, say, the edges around the pink face, only one of the edges, they're all split, but only one of them actually lines up with that 2x2 turn, the cut for it. So, you're going to have to kind of split that piece up. Then bring another piece onto that cut, and then split that piece up. What have I done? Oh, that doesn't work. No, I'm doing that wrong. So it's even going to be worse. I was imagining that, yeah, that cut down the centre would stay still as I turn the face around it. I don't know why. It's obvious looking at it there, that can't happen, but that's what I was almost expecting. But it doesn't do anything of the sort. As soon as you turn that face, that cut becomes removed, and that turn is now completely blocked. So it's interesting. So what you're actually going to have to do to scramble it is swap edges into that position. So you'll have to split that up as I've just done, then swap it out with, say, an edge piece series. So I'm trying not to scramble it. I don't want to scramble it just yet. I'm trying to turn this face so I can put another edge in into that position. There we go. And then we can bring that back around, so we've got another edge there lined up with cut, and then we can do a further turn there like that. Whew, I wonder how the shape shifting is going to affect this as well. I really have no clue what that's going to be like. So I just need to try and get this edge piece back now. So it's that one there. Bring that one up. Yeah, you can see it's quite problematic to turn at the moment. It's definitely going to take a bit of getting used to. Hopefully it's good enough to actually be able to attempt to solve. But then, of course, once you've got all the edges done, you also need to do the corners, and not only split them in that direction, you will then need to rotate the corners and split them again in the other directions too. So, good grief, if this one gets properly scrambled, it's going to take quite a length of time to actually scramble it. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, this. What I'm going to do is leave this video here for now. I'm going to go away and see if I can do a little lubing, breaking in, and improve the turning on this one, because it really does, if it can be improved, it really does need to be done. I mean, having said that, that face right there turns absolutely fine. So if we can get any orders turning, it's just simply a matter of having so many pieces around each face. I mean, let's count them for a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on each face, 5 of them, 30 pieces just around the side of that layer, 30. So obviously it doesn't take many of them to move slightly for catches to happen, so you can certainly understand why it's going on. But yeah, some of the faces seem to turn better than others. With a little breaking in and lubing, hopefully we can improve that. It would be a shame if this was almost unusable, because to be honest, if it doesn't improve from now, it's going to be very, very, very frustrating to solve, which would be a shame. But we'll see. I'll go away, see what I can do with it, and I'll come back to you once I've had a... Okay, so I spent a little time breaking this in now, and I have to say it's actually improved quite dramatically. You do tend to need to use a jam jar grip kind of thing, but you can see that I'm actually turning this with a lot less difficulty than I was earlier. I haven't spent a huge amount of time on this or anything. It's I mean, I haven't timed it, but I suppose maybe about half an hour breaking in these sides, and it still requires some care. But yeah, there's nothing like the difficulties I was having earlier turning every single face. It's definitely broken in, and it's definitely probably going to break in a little bit more. I haven't lubed it yet because of that. I want to give it as much time as possible to kind of pieces to wear against each other. But yeah, it's actually turning reasonably well now. A couple of things to note that I've noticed while playing with it. Excuse me. First of all, the jumbling type possibilities. One thing I've noticed is once you do this and try and turn this face, once it turns, it can't actually make any further turns. It completely blocks any faces unless you do a full 180 degree turn. Anything less than that will actually just block every adjacent face. There'll be no turnable faces around that face, so any jumbling that occurs like that is completely trivial, any shape shifting. But this is an interesting move, I think, having thought about it, because what we're doing there is essentially turning Megaminx faces by 180 degrees, which of course on a regular Megaminx is completely impossible. But we can turn it 180 degrees, return it to its proper shape, and everything it does return. But what we've done, of course, is we've mixed up centres, these kind of outer centres on the faces, which is interesting in itself, and I'm curious what that will add to solving of this. But yeah, I think I want to go and get this thing scrambled. What I'm going to do, I don't know why, no rhyme or reason really, is to do some 2x2 turns. That will split some of the pieces up from their, the ones they belong with anyway in itself. And then we'll start splitting up those, I don't know, edges or corners. I don't know. This is, either way, no matter what I do, this is going to take quite some time to scramble. I suppose if I scramble it like a Megaminx to begin with. Oh, good grief, that doesn't feel good. No, hang on. Oh dear. I had something like this happen while I was trying to break it in. It's obviously popped and twisted pieces. Oh, there we go, that's that one back in. Now can we bring this back around there without popping any out? No, we can't. Yeah, like I say, I did have this kind of thing once while doing my breaking in, so if I can just get things... Oh, don't explode on me, come on. I don't want to rebuild the whole of this. Get this corner back in, hopefully. Yeah, more care required. And if we can just slot this edge in, we're sorted. It should be doable, I would think. Interesting shape actually, looking at that. It's the way it's got this kind of hook piece on the side that you don't normally see on a Megaminx edge. It's almost like a half a torpedo. Right, oh yeah, there we go. Right, hopefully we can avoid that kind of thing, because that wouldn't be good once it's scrambled, that's for sure. So yeah, as I was saying, we'll try and do some Megaminx scrambles maybe. I think what's happened here is now I've mixed some of the pieces up. It's become unbroken in and needs doing again because you've got different pieces that are passing each other now compared to what they were. These faces were turning a lot better before, so but that's fine. It just means it's breaking in further, as long as it doesn't explode and I have to rebuild this thing, because I imagine that would be quite time consuming. But yeah, this is going to be a long video at this rate, because the scrambling alone is going to be very, very time consuming. I'm quite scared of this puddle right now, actually, in a way that I haven't been in a puddle in quite some time. I have no idea what the solving process on this is going to be like at all. But there's only one way to find out, isn't there? Now, what I need to do, or what I want to do, is line up all the 2x2 cuts somehow, like that, and on every face, so like that. It hasn't swapped the centres around at the moment, so let's just give that one a bit of a few extra twists, because it felt like it needed breaking anymore. And then once it's done a cut, you can see that it actually turns significantly better once it's moving. And this one as well. Definitely use that jam jar grip where you're gripping the whole face on regular occasions to stop things flying apart. But, you know, once you get that grip properly and turning, it actually turns reasonably well. I mean, it's not going to be like a less complex puddle, but it's certainly better than it was in the beginning, without any question whatsoever. And do it both directions as well, of course. Right, so I'm trying to get every face into a state where I can perform those 2x2 moves, which basically means I'm matching up the outer centres with the inner centres on every face at the moment. And this one's about to pop again if I'm not careful. Right, there we go. Just give that one a few more twists. I hope I'm not boring you too much. Obviously you can skip forward a little if this is a bit too tedious to watch. I know it's probably not a thrilling video at the moment. So yeah, so if I do some turns here, I can see that I'm splitting up some different pieces that aren't already split. So let's do a few of those. And that is going to need to break in, that 2x2 turn there. There we go, it's better. Now, where are we going to there? So you're going to have to be careful to make sure that I've got greys matching up every time I turn that. Make sure all these centres are lined up before you can try and do these turns. While enjoying the solve, I will now try to, let's see, swap some remaining paired edges into position to be split, and try to split them some more. So I'm just putting these yeah, that's bad. That doesn't want to turn, so once we get it turning, we'll give it a few twists again. I think I'm going to have to do this for a while, for every kind of new combination of pieces on a face. It's going to require re-breaking in almost, but I'm sure it will get easier as time goes on. I feel like it will turn reasonably well once I've put a bit more time into it. Can't remember where I was going with that turn now. That one will move, I think, surely. Oh no, that one's stopping it. There we go, yep, okay. Where else can we go? This pair here, okay. Excuse my IRC, I do apologise. Just turn the volume down on that. Come on. Turn, you swine. There we go. And what else can we do? That one there can go in. There. I think we can do some twists. Are we? Oh no, that's not lined up. That's why it won't turn. Okay. There we go. Oh, good grief, this thing is terrifying. Look at this stage of this. Okay, I'm going to go away and scramble the rest of this off camera because this is getting silly, the length of time this video is taking, and I'll be back to you once I've finished scrambling. Okay, so I finally got what I consider to be a reasonably decent scramble on it. I just need to do some random Megaminx turns on it now, to be honest. There's a definite order you need to do this scrambling, but I'm not going to kind of spoil that. I'm going to leave that for you to figure out for yourselves. I haven't got it absolutely perfect. There are a couple of pairs of edges and things that aren't split, but oh well. I can't imagine that's going to affect the solve massively because chances are I'm going to accidentally split some of them up while I'm solving other ones anyway, so I have had a couple more pops while scrambling it, so it's definitely going to be something you have to turn with care at all times. However, it's fairly easy to pop them back in as long as it hopefully doesn't explode completely. I haven't had that happen yet because you notice it immediately anyway. But yeah, in total this has taken me about half an hour to scramble, which is just insane. But anyway, one thing to note is the centerpieces. Took me a while to be able to get more than 2 different colours scrambled together. But yeah, it wasn't too difficult, but it just seemed to be I was only ever swapping 2 colours with each other each time I swapped them around. But obviously you can see that I've now got ones with 3, and I think that's actually the maximum you can get, but I won't say that definitively. But yeah, well, I'll call that scrambled. I'll upload this video before solving it because I think a lot of people probably want to see this puzzle in person. I haven't seen any videos of this puzzle by anybody else yet, so yeah, I'm sure people want to get a good look at this, so I'll get this up as soon as possible, and once I've solved it, if I solve it, I'll post a full review then. Alright then guys, thank you very much for watching. I know this has been a long video, sorry about that, but hopefully you can understand why, and I'll see you next time. Take care now.